What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. And this video is going to be my thoughts about all the what's going ons over there in Xbox land regarding 343 and Halo. Because if you guys have not heard, 343 Studios is dead! They are 343 Studios no longer. They are now Halo Studios. Stupid fucking name, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Not only that, they've announced that they are moving away from their proprietary Slipspace engine and will instead be using the very, very popular Unreal Engine 5. They've also said that they have new creatives over there, new directors, and a whole new philosophy, or rather changing of the philosophy regarding what it means to make a Halo game. So, overall, big changes being made when it comes to Halo over at Xbox. And I gotta say, I'm seeing a majority, if not almost universally, positive praise about this announcement. Everyone seems to be very, very happy about this. I'm seeing shit like, hell yeah, Xbox back, or yeah, Xbox be cooking, and, you know, dumb shit like that. And I think, overall, this is a positive announcement. For me personally, Halo has not been good since Halo 3. And I know there are going to be some of you out there that are like, yo, Nova, come on, Nova. Reach was good. ODST was good. And all I got to say is, listen, if you like those games, great. I didn't love them, okay? For me, it was Halo 1, 2, 3, and then it fell off at number 4, and it just hasn't been the same since, right? I think Halo Infinite, even though the multiplayer seems to be popular these days, when it launched, it was trash, and the single player still is trash. It was one of the most boring campaigns I'd ever played. The change to being a semi-open world game where the semi-open world is devoid of life and boring, it's just, Halo isn't what it used to be, right? And I think that this announcement is kind of making people hope and think that this is going to bring Halo back to the glory days, right? This is going to bring Halo back to the days of Halo 2. Now, honestly, I think that's quite a big ask to bring it back to those days, right? Like, I think that any changes made over when it comes to Halo are probably going to be good ones because, again, for me, the direction that Halo has been going in the very, very many recent years has not been the right path, right? Whatever it was that was causing it to not click for me, if they're moving away from that, I think it's probably a good thing. Now, I'm not going to 100% say that, yes, it absolutely is a good thing, because until I see the new direction they're going, until I see the new games they're working on, I don't know the answer to that, right? Like, just because we are correcting the course or course correcting away from the path we previously were on does not mean that the new path we're taking is the right path, or that the new path we're taking is a better path. Know what I'm saying? So that's where I'd like to tell a lot of the people that I see jumping on the hype train or trying to hype this announcement up to just pump the brakes a little bit, right? Like, we don't know if the changes that are going to be made are going to be to the betterment of Halo or to the detriment of Halo. We don't know until we see the shit. We have no idea whether or not the changes are going to be positive. Now, I think that in all likelihood, they probably will be, right? I hope that they will be. I think we all are hoping that they will be. But the chance still remains that there is a possibility that the changes will not be positive. So until we see the shit with our own eyes, pump the brakes, slow down a little bit, say, you know what? This is a good start. I'm happy that you guys realize that something was not right and have decided to take the initiative to make some changes. Let's see where you go from here. I'm also seeing people like freak out about how good these Unreal Engine 5 versions of Halo levels or Halo biomes look. And yeah, it looks great, right? But also, that's not the game, right? They aren't showing us the game here. They've made these biomes for some sort of like internal research purposes, right? That's not to say that the game won't look like that. I think it absolutely will. I mean, just for the sheer fact that we have games that exist right now that aren't on UE5 that look as good as this, right? Like I'm showing you right now, this is Horizon Forbidden West. This shit's built in fucking Decima, and it looks just as good as what we just saw of the shit in UE5. So I don't imagine that whatever they're building in UE5 for Halo is not going to look this good. I'm just saying, this isn't the game, so if you're looking at that and saying, oh my god, the graphics, let's wait and see. Especially because when it comes to the shit that they show us, I can't believe a fucking thing they say, right? Like, do you guys remember when they showed us the fucking Slip Space Engine trailer for Halo Infinite? Do you guys remember the announcement trailer for Halo Infinite? If you don't remember, I'm gonna play it. You guys remember that? That's what they showed us. And when we got Halo Infinite, it looked nothing like that. And by the way, 343 aka Halo Studios, where the fuck are my space rhinos? All these years later, ain't got no goddamn space rhinos. Where's my motherfucking space rhinos, bitch? Yeah, so no space rhinos to be had in Halo Infinite. So, and again, like I said, I'm not saying that it's not going to look amazing. Of course it is, right? They're in Unreal Engine 5. We know the capabilities of Unreal Engine 5. And let's be honest, almost every game that comes out now looks amazing. So will the next Halo look great? Of course it will, right? I'm just saying, don't look at the things they show us and then just assume that that's what the thing's going to be like, because we know that that's not always the case when it comes to 343, now Halo Studios. That's all I'm saying. Now, when it comes to the name change, I see a lot of people that think it's a good name change. They're excited about the name change. They like it. Me personally, I think it's fucking stupid. And listen, I get it. They work exclusively on Halo games, so why not be Halo Studios? And the reason for that is, I think it's dumb to name this studio after the games it makes, right? Like, are we going to go to the Coalition and say, oh, you are no longer the Coalition. From now on, you are Gears of War Studios? Like, it's fucking stupid. We wouldn't go to Treyarch and be like, you are no longer Treyarch, you are now Call of Duty Studios. Like, I don't know. I think it's dumb. And also, like, the name change doesn't change anything, right? It's not like Xbox took Halo away from 343 and said, listen, you fumbled, you dropped the ball, we're going to take the game and we're going to give somebody else a shot with it, and then handed it to a new studio. That's not what's happening here. Like, granted, yeah, it's not exactly the same team that's been there 100%. Yeah, they got some new creatives. Yeah, they got some new directors. But Halo Studios is, for all intents purposes, 343 Studios. They're the same studio. All they did was change the name, right? Like, that's it. And yes, like I said, yes, there are changes being made internally, but it's still 343. So what does the name change really do? And I've heard some theories, right, that the reason they changed the name to Halo Studios was because they want all future projects made by this studio to not have the kind of 343 stink on them. But, like, does it matter, right? Because the only people that would work on are people so out of the loop that it wouldn't matter if it said 343 on the box or Halo Studios. All those people know is, hey, look, a new Halo game. Right? Because for everybody else who is in the loop, when we see Halo Studios on the box, we know, oh, that's 343. Like, we know it's 343. So I don't really understand the name change unless it's just meant to be symbolic. Like, if it's symbolically a change to indicate this is the start of a new way forward, right? Like the days of the old Halo and how we did shit is done, and going forward it is completely a fresh start. If it's a symbolic name change, okay, but I still think Halo Studios is a stupid fucking name. But long story short, or I guess long story long at this point, because I do tend to rant, 343 is now Halo Studios. They are no longer using Slipspace. They are now using Unreal Engine 5. They've got new creatives and directors over there, and they have multiple projects in the works. That's the other thing. They're working on multiple projects, and this is hopefully a fresh start and a step in the right direction for the Halo franchise. And like I said, overall, I am in agreement with the majority of people who think this is a positive change. How positive? Well, that's yet to be seen. And then another thing, I saw something on Halo Studios' website that, and it's not specifically about them. Like I said, I saw it on their site, but it really has to do with the industry overall. And so I'm going to rant about it because I'm so annoyed with this shit. But just want to let you know, if you want to sit here for the rant, awesome. If you just came here for my thoughts on the Halo shit, I've already talked about that, so feel free to bounce. But anyway, here's what I saw on the Halo Studios website that I'm just so fucking done with. So here's this kind of blurb on Halo Studios website that says, "Who we are. We are building the future of Halo in Unreal Engine with the help of a diverse and passionate developers dedicated to the craft of making Halo games. Based in Redmond, Washington, we are a united hybrid team of artists, engineers, designers, animators, producers, storytellers, and dreamers from every walk of life. We're here to be tenacious and adapt to challenges, to raise the bar for ourselves and for the industry, and to do the best work of our careers. We're here to collaborate towards our shared vision of creating legendary, game-changing experiences for Halo fans." Did you guys catch it? Did you guys catch the thing that kind of set me off a little bit in that blurb? I mean, it seems innocent enough, right? But did you catch the word? Because it's just one word. Let's make a game of it. Down in the comments, if you think you know what word in that little blurb has set me off, pause the video right here, throw it down in the comments, then hit play and see if you were right. All right. Now, the word that set me off, and listen, I don't like to get political on my channel because I know that you're just going to piss off 50% of the people, right? But I'm just so done with this bullshit, not just in gaming, but in movies, entertainment, almost in everything at this point. And I don't give a fuck if what I'm about to say pisses anybody off. If you're subbed to me and you are upset about what I just said, feel free to unsub. I don't give a shit. I've just had it with this bullshit, okay? And the word in that blurb that pissed me off is diverse. Diverse. And you want to know why? Because diverse used in this context does not mean diverse anymore. Diverse is code for less straight white men. And I'll tell you what, I do not give a fuck how diverse any studio is. All I give a shit about is the team that you've assembled at your studio the best team to make the game you're trying to make? Because if they're not, then I don't give a shit, right? I don't give a shit what percentage of your team is women. I don't give a shit what percentage of your team is people of color. I don't give a shit what percentage of your team is men who like to suck dick. I don't care. I don't care if your team is 100% men who like to suck dick, or 100% women, or 100% people of color. I don't care. All I care about is the team that you've assembled the best for the thing that you are trying to do? That's all I give a shit about. And you want to know why games are fucking dog shit nowadays? You want to know why they all seem to fucking suck? It's because studios have moved away from the philosophy of hiring the best people for the job, period. Right? And they've moved towards this philosophy of we need to show how progressive we are and hire more women, hire more people of color, hire more dudes that like to suck dick, right? And listen, to be fair, because I know there's going to be some people out there that are like, holy shit, how racist and sexist of you. First of all, I'm not white. And second, I'm not saying that if they were to hire a woman or a person of color or a dude that likes to suck dick, that person is not the best person for the job. I'm not saying that, right? Just because they hired a woman does not mean that the woman is not the best person for that job. Just because they hired a person of color does not mean that that person is not the best person for that job. Just because they hired a dude that likes to suck dick does not mean that that dude is not the best person for that job. All I'm saying is that are they the best person for the job should be the reason that they get hired and not the other things. And it seems all too often these days it is the other things that's the reason why they're getting hired. And I don't give a shit, right? I don't care. And for people that want to say I'm wrong and that the other things aren't the reasons why people are getting hired nowadays, well, the proof is in the fact that they feel the need to tell us how diverse they are. Because what does their diversity do for you? Fucking nothing. The level of their diversity does nothing for you as a consumer of their product. Not a goddamn thing. And to be absolutely crystal fucking clear, for anyone who's gonna misunderstand the things that I'm saying, I'm not saying that diversity is bad or that diversity is wrong. Because if everybody thinks the same way and everyone has the same life experiences, you're never gonna have new ideas, right? You have to have people from all walks of life to have different ideas, to be able to brainstorm and come to different conclusions. Diversity is never a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when it comes to assembling a team to do something, are they the best for the job should be the only thing that matters. If they happen to be a woman or a person of color or a dude that sucks dick on top of being the best for the job, great, bonus points, right? But when you hire based on the other things first, that's where I have a problem. And when you feel the need to tell me how diverse you are, that's where I have a problem. And also, honestly, you shouldn't even know how diverse you are. You should have no idea how diverse you are because you shouldn't even really see race, gender, or color. All you should see is applicant. Applicant and employee. Isn't that the definition of equality? That all genders are equal, all races are equal, all sexes are equal. Isn't that equality? We've somehow gone from the idea that you are not supposed to see race. You're not supposed to see gender. You're not supposed to see sexuality, right? These things are not supposed to matter. We are all the same. We've somehow moved away from that and moved to a place where now all that matters is your race. All that matters is your gender. All that matters is your sexuality. And not only do they matter more than anything else, we're going to hyperfixate on that, and we're going to hire based solely on these things. It's the exact opposite of the way it's supposed to be. And we've moved into this world where now we're getting people hired into positions for things that aren't the best person for that job. Like, can you imagine them doing this shit in sports? Like, if you're a sports fan, imagine your favorite sports team, right? And let's imagine that they are trying to assemble a team from scratch. Like, here's a hypothetical situation, okay? For those of you who don't know this, I'm originally from New York. I live in Arizona now, but I'm originally from New York. So I'm a Yankees fan. And let's say something happened and the entire Yankees team was wiped out. Everybody was wiped out, and they had to start from scratch. And now they hold a press conference, right? And guy comes to the microphone and he goes,
"How's everybody doing this afternoon? If you don't know who I am, my name is Bobby Giordano. I am the new manager of the New York Yankees. And I'm here today to announce, I know it took some time, but we looked everywhere and we left no stones unturned. And I can say that I'm confident today to say that we have put together the greatest New York Yankees team that has ever existed in the history of baseball. And there is zero shot that they do not go all the way this year. Believe me when I tell you that you are looking at the next world champions. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll take some questions. Yes, you.
"Yes, thank you, Mr. Giordano. Pat Billerston, CBS News."
It's actually Giordano.
"Sorry, Mr. Giordano. Very happy to hear you are confident in your team this year, but I think I speak for all of us here when I say the thought that's really on our minds is, sir, exactly how diverse is that team?" Like, that shit is never going to happen because they don't give a fuck how diverse their team is. And guess what? The fucking fans of the team don't give a fuck how diverse the team is. All they give a fuck is my team going to dominate this season? Is my team going to come home world champions this season? That's all they give a fuck about. Right? And if you don't give a fuck about that, if you are a fan of one of these sports teams and your main thought is, man, I wish my team was more diverse, versus, man, I wish my team was put together full of nothing but absolute fucking killers, then I think you need to start reevaluating some shit in your life. But again, the bottom line is that the diversity shit, we need to fucking stop worrying about the diversity, right? And again, not to say that it's bad, not to say that these places shouldn't be diverse, but it needs to happen organically. It can't be forced, because when you force it, that means you're not hiring the best people for the job, and the product that you're going to produce is not going to be the best product it could be. And as a consumer, all I care about is the product the best product it can be? Not, are the people making the fucking product as diverse as can be? Because I don't give a fuck. And with that said, that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments, whether it's around Halo Studios, or about where we are in this world regarding diversity. Feel free to let me know what you guys think. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next Supernova.